Welcome back out once again to Salida Spartan Stadium as we're wrapping things up, continuing up here in the press box after a 5-3 penalty kick win for the Salida Spartans, 4-3 PK win for the Salida Spartans, and Flynn Brown as well as Arlo Fillet joining us up here. And first of all, Flynn, you decided for the headset first. This match going into it, what was just the thought going into it with Faith Christian? You guys have had some history before. Well, not you guys, but the team has. Yeah. But was that brought up by the coaches?
Our coach did bring up the past of we've always had kind of Faith Christian is kind of rivals, like they kicked us out in finals a couple years back in I think 2003. And mainly this year, Ben, we knew they were a good side, but honestly to say, like, our team was going in pretty strong and confident because we recently found out that Faith Christian lost to a team in regular season that we beat, Manitou Springs. We beat Manitou 1-0, which we had a whole bunch of posts. It was a good game, but we definitely dominated Manitou. So in a way, we just kind of walked in, like, we're kind of maybe roughed up the first half of our game. Maybe we were a little high-headed, and the second half came, and we realized Faith is just like they're really strong, like defense, and they don't play cat and mouse, like they just kicked it, and we realized and we had to respect that. So we came at them the second half way more high energy and high intensity, and and look what happened. Like, it was 1-1.
Yeah, you guys, when you talk about the difference from the first half to the second half, how intense were the coaches? How big of it was them kind of bringing it out of you guys, or how much was it you guys as players talking amongst yourselves before they got there?
It was definitely our coaches. Halftime, our coach Ben, he had to smack some stuff into our heads and kind of get us a little out of this. Like, we were playing nervous because they came at us like really hard, and so we got our stuff in the basket, and we were good after that. But Ben, yeah, totally.
Talk about taking on a person like number 10, John Randall, from their team. One of those players who can do it all. You had some chances to match up against him when he switched to defense after they went down to 10 men. But a player like that, how does he affect the game on the field?
He's fast and aggressive, and he's got a good touch, and those are like the three things that make a decent player. And especially for me, since I'm fast, if I get a breakaway, he's on my shoulder. And I noticed he was pretty level fast with me, and kind of gave me a hard time at times. He fouled me, he pushed me around, but like I just had to respect that. So yeah, it was definitely kind of like if he got the ball too in the first half and he was in the forward striking position, we had three guys on him at least, like every time.
I noticed that you guys were definitely marking him, and then of course it gets down to the end of it. Last question for you, PKs at the end. You're the last one. Do you like being the fifth one, or do you kind of wish you were one of the guys further up that when it gets to you, it wasn't purely on you? I
think I would definitely like being the first to shoot, but being fifth was I am fine with that too, because I've had a couple PKs in game, and I've successfully made all of them, and so I didn't really have a hard time. But it was really stressful because I had to walk up there, and I was the fifth guy, and I was like, they have one miss, and we have one miss too, or two. We have one miss, they have two misses. But if I miss this, then it's tied, So that was the stress that came upon me. But I don't know. I kind of had to just take a deep breath and empty that and just, do my thing.
Well, you definitely did send it true through the back of the net. We'll congratulate you on the win, and we'll give you a chance to switch it over to Arlo now. But all Flynn, right. Congratulations on a great match today, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll move it over to Arlo Fillet now and give him a chance to chat with us a little bit here. And Fillet, you really started off things as you were the big name at the beginning. Well, not at the beginning of this one, but when things got clutch, found yourself on a breakaway. Basenko was able to find, or Quinn was able to find you forward on the field. But walk us through that goal that you had there at the very end of the game and the very end of the match.
So what I would say is I was sort of in the middle of the field. I passed it to Quinn, and I started running forward. Saw Flynn, or maybe it was Cole Shaler, check back to the ball. Space opened up, kicked it over, and the only thing that went through my mind is make contact. I put it down low, see if keeper got his hand on it, and then I was able to just tap it in, and that was it.
You guys have been really responsive on rebounds this year in front of the net. I think that's been one of the big strengths. Where does that come from as players to just always be looking for the ricochet and that ball off of the keeper?
I think it's just mentality, If you really want to score, that every single thing that goes towards the goal, every player that's up should be running towards that, trying to put anything they can in the back of the net.
Now walk us through the overtime in this game. Now you guys get into those final bits. You've helped to get the team there. What was the message from the coaching staff in between regulation and overtime, and even in between the 2 overtime periods themselves?
It was basically just go at them. We were going to try to possess a lot through the midfield, get the defense to shift a lot, and then we were going to try to slice balls through, specifically try to also pull number 10 out on their team away and then put the ball back in so that we were able to have more time to score. And then, yeah.
Faith Christian was a team that was pretty physical out there on the field. Do you like the physical matches like this one where you get a chance to kind of get into each other a little bit more and the officials realize that and let you play a bit more?
Yeah, it can be more fun. It definitely hypes the crowd up a lot more and makes the energy
Peak
higher.
92.3.
We'll wrap it through with one final thing for you, and that's just you look at the final PKs of this one. What goes through your mind? You were one of those players that went up there and took a PK as well. What were you trying to do and accomplish when you walked up?
We actually practiced PKs the night before the game, and I basically just decided that I was going to go right side of the foot, place it in the net, and hopefully it goes in. So I just walked up. I didn't look up, make sure the keeper wasn't able to read me, and I just placed it on the ground in the corner.
Well, fantastic job for all of you guys. Great work out there. We're looking forward to Wednesday when you guys will be over against Roaring Fork in the semis.
Yep.